Hey, welcome to the behind the scenes of South Africa, the aerial video. And the drone we use a bunch of cameras. We had one drone, the Phantom 3 Professional. We also used the Panasonic FZ1000 that was used probably the second most to shoot a lot of the safari scenes. And we also used the Osmo X3, the DJI Osmo. Sort of stabilized camera, especially used in the cars and the safari vehicles, some of them. And I also brought my GoPro Hero 3 or 4, and I used the Sony RX 100 Mark III. We went all the way to Hermanus. We went through the inner route first, through the mountains, but we should have went through the coastal drive, on the southern coastal drive. We would have gotten us more shots, but we got a few locations, at least 4 locations today. Got some really good sunset footage and a slight crash, but luckily everything was okay. And the Tascam DR40 for the interviews. So we first flew into Johannesburg, which was more of like a city town and a city. And then we flew directly to Cape Town. Cape Town was great, lots of sunshine, great weather, coastal city, beautiful place. So in Cape Town we rented a car. By the way, if you tried to rent a car like a few days or a couple of weeks in advance, it was very hard for me to confirm. The rental companies are just not that reliable. So what we did, we went to our hotel, and the hotel recommended a place that was like kind of shady. The car was old, like 2002 or something, and we ended up getting scammed by them. My credit card got scammed. It's kind of weird because in South Africa there's like these, I feel like South Africa is a country that I got scammed the most in terms of my credit card. But the people are generally nice. Yeah, and then I had another fake credit card purchase from some hotel. It charged me like $200. So just be careful with your credit card in South Africa. So I was going to go to Table Mountain, which is like the most iconic mountain in Cape Town. And it's like a huge mountain with a great view of the city, and it's a flat top. That's why it's called Table Mountain. And they have cable cars running up all the time throughout the day until like 6 p.m. But they shut down in, if there's wind or any other disturbance. So I missed it. I also went shark cage diving in Gansabay.
It's about 4:45 in the morning, and we are going to white shark dive today, and we'll see you there.
And that was really, really cool. I actually saw a shark. I think it was a great white shark.
All on tape.
And you kind of have to be lucky. It really depends on the time you go. At the time we went, I think it was like fall, or I believe it was fall. And you don't get to see much of the sharks as like the other times of the year. And then fall is spring and spring is fall. So we went there during fall, so it was actually their spring. Water was kind of cold. It was, I don't know, whatever. But so that's that. Some people didn't even get to see any sharks or barely saw any sharks. Then we flew into Joburg, back to Joburg, and drove about 3-4 hours to Kruger National Park. Kruger is where you can't fly drones, so that's why we use the FZ1000. But you get to see the animals up close. That's still good. Kruger National Park, it's great. You see a lot of animals and wildlife, but it's not as crazy as you think. What you have in your mind, what I had in my mind, where like you see like you drive into the water and you kind of like animals are like, getting into you. there's still paths there, and you're not driving on dirt. So I would say it's like a mix between Six Flags Great Adventure Safari and like a Kenyan safari where you you go crazy in the Range Rover. So I would say somewhere in the middle, maybe a little bit closer to the Kenya. So that was great. So finally we went back to Joburg, and we had like 3 hours to kill in Joburg. So we hired a taxi. We just took like a random Uber, and we just drove around.
I'm very good, and you?
Very good.
Yeah, thanks to meet you. I'm happy to have you. Viva Africa, viva! This is fantastic job. I'm happy, I'm doing tour. I'm enjoying this job. I've been doing this for 2 years. It's my profession. I'm happy I've achieved from this Uber. Uber is the best service. I like Uber. Viva Uber, viva Uber, I like Uber.
And tell us about your business, your restaurant.
I've got a small mini kitchen. I sell African food, and it's doing well. I've got so many customers all over the world. They enjoy my food. It's fantastic. And
we flew the drone, and in Joburg you definitely feel you can definitely feel unsafe in Joburg. It's kind of like very raw, very gritty. So we pretty much stayed in the car for the most part, besides taking the drone for a spin. So overall, the trip was, South Africa is really on the top of my lists, along with Australia, and Iceland will be #1. Despite the scams and everything, the people were nice. There was a lot of sunshine. The weather's great. Lots of different kind of variation. So thanks for watching the behind the scenes. I hope you can hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification icon, the bell. So I'm going to leave you off with a couple of videos here and here. And until next time, this is Victor Chu with SkyTech1, over and out.